Evening, everybody. I now return to my normally scheduled program. So, something's been on my mind the past couple days that I haven't sat down in front of my tablet to talk about. It's an important topic for narcissism. Have you ever wondered why narcissists want to stay friends, and I mean friends, after a breakup? Well, there's many reasons for this. So, first off, as you know, narcissists are all about their reputation. They're all about being in the spotlight and, I am the best there's ever been at whatever I've done kind of thing. And you're lucky to be in their presence and all that. So, when you break up with them, they want to remain friends, for one, to protect that reputation. So, typically, when a target leaves a narcissist, it's because they've been fed up with all the abuse, the emotional, a lot of times physical, almost definitely sexual, and all the manipulation. And given that you're finally reached your breaking point and realize what this person really is, not only do you want to get rid of them, but you're going to let people know exactly, who they really are behind closed doors, and they can't have that. So a narcissist will try to make up a bunch of excuses as to why you didn't work out, in a relationship, but why you could still be friends because they can still help you and, they still respect you. And it's all bullshit, by the way, because again, right? Second reason for this is probably the most obvious one, hoovering. So they obviously got narcissistic supply off of you for a time. For a time, you were most likely submissive to them in every way, and they gratified themselves in every way and got what they wanted, and you had no boundaries and or couldn't say no. Well, in their minds, if they did it once, they can do it again. And plus their arrogance and bravado. So they're, probably thinking like, well, she don't know how good she have it with me, bro. After a couple months a day, a couple other guys, they ain't nothing compared to me. She'll come back, that kind of thing. So obviously, part of them thinks you're automatically going to come back because they're so great, and you know you're of course going to want to come back because no one can compare, yo. So that'll happen. Plus, they think they can hoover you back in because they got that supply off of you once before. So obviously, they think they can do it again. They'll just basically, be your friend, back burner you for 6 months, and then take another shot and see if they can get another couple months of you being a slave to their will. Now, for them, talking about who they really are, it goes deeper than that, especially if you are in a small community, like if you dated someone in the workplace or you dated somebody in a more closed profession, that the culture of that profession isn't open really to outsiders. And this is particularly true in things like acting and modeling, but also firefighters, cops, paramedics, that paramilitary side of things, or the actual armed forces in general. So in those closed societies, you're more or less interacting with your own all the time. Pretty much the only people you know. It's true for me when I was in the fire service. So word spreads. Word spreads in a community like that where you're pretty much interacting with those of your own kind. And well, that would really screw the narcissist because that would get out into their potential victim pool. When word spreads about in a small closed community type thing about what a scumbag somebody is, word travels fast. And they can't have that. That can destroy their precious reputation. Because remember, them getting their narcissistic supply off of you, exploiting you, abusing you, it's part of the equation. But the other part of the equation is everybody else thinking what a saint they are and, telling you how lucky you are to have them, and them keeping up that mask, that character that they want to be seen as the lie, So you could shatter that lie, but if they can convince you that there's, that we were just meant to be friends, or one of their favorite, it just wasn't the right, we didn't get the timing right. What a crock. People don't change that much either. If two people are compatible, they're compatible. If they're not, they're not. There are factors that can come into play, particularly long distance, but honestly, if you're really into somebody, it's not that big a deal. I was in a long distance relationship with a girl in Canada years ago, and this was in like 05, 06. So we didn't have a lot of the technology we had today, but we are very much each other's type until she left me for an NHL player that didn't last, and I told her that, but I didn't trust my intuition then. Nevertheless, when you find the right person, you make it work. And also, when you really find the right person, you're willing to move for her. I know I would be, but yeah. So that timing thing, they're on to me and they're starting to set up boundaries. I can't have that. That's really what the timing is. The timing is that you're not taking any more of their shit and you're able to stand up for yourself and say no. And, they feel their grass slipping away, and a lot of times they'll try to bail out, or you'll catch them cheating. They do that all the time. And also, when you find the right person, you're not even interested in anybody else that may be hitting on you. Although as a demisexual, I'm probably a bad example because I can only have a deep connection, romantic, and therefore sexual feelings with one woman at a time. Okay, yeah, I know, I'm a freak. All right, I'll see myself out. So, the narcissist wants to be in that friend zone so that you still respect them, so that you still keep the narcissist secret, so that they're no longer getting supply off of you, although they see you as a potential for future supply again, but so you're not outing them, that you maintain enough respect for them that, you don't expose who they really are. That's what they really want. And they'll try to guilt you into being a friend, because a lot of times why the relationship didn't work out, they're of course going to blame you, because in their minds they can do no wrong. We all know that. So they'll blame they'll gaslight you on relationship issues that was all them, basically how you didn't serve them well enough and didn't do enough for them. Although in most relationships with narcissists that I've seen, they target empaths, and the empath is usually carrying the emotional weight of the relationship and giving all of themselves in that relationship, and the narcissist is only paying attention to the empath when they want supply, i.e. emotional or sexual supply. Otherwise, when their supply is good, they're off, strutting around as Mr. Big Shot, bragging to their friends, the degrading things that they did to you last night that you didn't want to do, but you felt you had to because you truly loved him and wanted to show that. And of course, the guilt trip and the love bombing. Yeah, so there's that. And if you're still their friend, well, you won't expose that, because you're not going to hurt your friend, because empaths are very loyal to their friends. And even when they have, fights with their friends, they may keep them at arm's length for a while, but you're not going to burn your friend into the ground or spotlight them. That's what the INFJs do, and they're weird. So, yes, perhaps that may be why they want you to be in the friend zone. Another reason may be that they want you in the friend zone is that they targeted you in part because of your connections. I've seen this happen where a narcissist targets a woman because her father is in a certain business that he wants to get in. So they'll try to prolong a pseudo friendship with you, also in part so that you still allow them to use the connections they gain through you. You see this in modeling all the time. Sadly, at least in the old days I did. I haven't really been around that many since I've gone back. It hasn't been that long, but I'm sure it's still a thing. So you're exploiting that person for their connections to climb your ladder, because, climb, keeping up with the Joneses. Narcissists are all about that. So they'll try to somehow take just enough of the blame, that it makes sense why you didn't work out romantically, but they'll still tell you how great you are, how much they respect you, love bomb, so that you're like, oh, well, for whatever reason, timing, or, he's going through some things, I'm going through some things, it didn't work out, but he's still a good guy, so I'm gonna, I think he still deserves whatever connections he's exploiting from you. So, and again, if the truth was exposed about who they really are, and these connections are tied to you, not the narc, well, they're going to burn him, and rightfully so, as they should. So that can be another reason why a narcissist wants to, remain pseudo friends for the sake of their career advancement. Because remember, with narcissists, everything's about stuff, look at my stuff. And as I said many times, and I'm going to keep repeating it, that you are just property to the narcissist. The narcissist, when you are involved with the narcissist romantically, they are not your partner, they are your master. That's how they see themselves. So yes, be aware of these things when a narcissist is still trying to be friends after a breakup. Because when you're attached to a narc in any way, you'll never be totally free. They'll never fully let you go. They'll always try to hoover you back in, and they will always view you as their property. So trust your intuition. If you're dealing with a narc, go completely no contact. And remember, don't sell out your integrity to help out a narc who already treated you like shit in a relationship. You owe them nothing. Actually, no, you do owe them something. You owe them the spotlight that they rightfully deserve so that they can be seen as they truly are.